one of my favorite things coming out of Christmas is the fact that a lot of the presents I used to get when I was a teenager was video games, brand new video games that came out on the PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. And here's what I always loved was the days after Christmas that I so badly just want to be locked in my room and play video games for hours on end, right? And I imagine some of you or some of your teenagers are doing that very thing right now. And the thing is, the reason video games work for teenagers, the reason actually video games don't just work for teenagers, they work for everybody. And the reason they work is because in their essence, in their core, they are a clear, simple way to win at something. What I love about video games or board games or any sport that we participate in or watch, there is a clear winner and there's a clear loser. There's a way to win and to play so that you win, and there's a way to play that will lead you to losing. And I love that clarity because nothing about life is like that, right? Nothing about being married or raising a family or your career, nothing about that is clear like a video game is, right? Or like a sport is. And I have this nagging question in the back of my head is like, how do you know you're winning when it comes to your faith? Or how could you know that you're doing it well? A sense of like, I am doing it right, following Jesus. I am doing a good job or a better job than I was. And that is actually one of my favorite things about being a follower of Jesus is that what it means to actually do it well and right and winning at it is very clear. Let me show you one of Paul's amazing ideas he left us in Galatians chapter 5. Let's start reading in verse 4. Now, the conversation Paul's been having is about people who've been trying to use religion to justify themselves. People who have been trying to say, hey, if I just obey more laws, more religion, more rules, then what's going to happen is I will for sure be winning in my faith. And he says this, you who are trying to be justified by the law have been alienated from Christ. You've fallen away from the grace you received. For through the Spirit, we eagerly await by faith the righteousness for which we hope. For in Christ Jesus, neither circumcision nor uncircumcision, weird word, right, on a podcast, has any value. The only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love. He mentioned circumcision because that was one of the big winning rules of being Jewish back then, was whether someone did that or not. And the focus of what I love in this passage is that last line. Paul says, the only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love. Do you want to know if you're following Jesus well? Do you want to know if you're winning there? Ask yourself, is your faith more and more it's expressing itself through love? Jesus said the greatest commandment is to love God with all that you have, all that you are, your whole being, and equally to love your neighbor in the same measure that you love yourself. In other words, the only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love. All you and I have to do is continually align our life so that we are more and more expressing our faith through love. Acts of generosity and kindness and giving and spending time with people, quality time, serving people, doing things for them on their behalf, being more aware of other people around you than just yourself. Don't let your ego drive the boat. Let your awareness of the people around you be what drives you in every moment. Paul says the only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love. How can you today remember that really being a follower of Jesus is not measured by all the Bible verses you know, or all the podcasts you listen to, or by all the small groups you've been in. And it's about how your faith continually is growing and expressing itself through acts of love.